If you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
Ooh. Now, see, I want to say orca because I love orcas, but I don't think I'm an orca.
Right, what do you actually think you are then?
A humble shrew.
What the hell's a shrew?
It's like those little mouse things, isn't it?
A mouse?
Yeah, like the English countryside.
So you're a mouse?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Just kind of burrowing away when things get tough.
That's such a depressing
Sorry. Okay, I'll change my answer. I'm a giraffe.
Why?
Because I'm tall
And confident.
and confident. I exude it.
You okay?
Yeah.
I like that for you.
What are you?
I have to be a sloth. That's just me. Sorry. Like, there's no other way it can go.
Yeah, you are a sloth.
So, Caitlin, Amped Up podcast, who are we talking about today?
Who are we talking about today? We're talking about big trousers.
Big trousers, what an interesting name.
Yeah, I have several pairs.
I have big t-shirts.
Oh.
Because the oversized, like, clothing community is at its peak.
It is.
Now and forever.
It is.
Because
Y2K.
Y2K is actually way more like...
Oh yeah, like baby tops, but like
suffocate.
bigger trousers is what
Yeah.
like we've changed about it. Because it used to be skinny jeans. Now it's more just like a tiny little top that is from the child section of like Motherland.
Oh, literally.
And then like massive trousers.
Yeah. Can you believe we had a time where we had skinny jeans?
Don't. I just don't want to talk about it. It was a really low point in my life.
Anyway.
It was 3.
Big Trousers.
Yeah.
On Spotify, 1,719 monthly listeners.
Brilliant.
They are a post-punk, modernish band.
Post-punk modern.
Modern, yes. From Portsmouth, and it's a duo. So it's vocalist or drummer Harry Geeves. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Harry what?
Geeves. Harry Geeves.
Where?
There.
Oh yes. Harry Jeeves.
Jeeves. Something. And guitarist Jack Guy. What a chill guy.
What a chill guy.
What a chill
He's
guy.
just Jack Guy.
Yeah. So they're a very unique band that we have come across
Yeah.
on TikTok.
I saw like one of their videos and I was looking at it and I was going, ooh, this, they were just like performing in what looked like kind of like a pub floor.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't like as much as like the music that really kind of struck with me. It like that was the thing that came later, but it was the lyrics that got me first. It was just one line and he said, "What if we kissed at the trans-inclusive anti-homeless spikes?" And I went, "Oh."
It's so strange to listen to.
It was just a shocking sentence in itself. I was like, oh, hello.
Especially because you usually hear those things in like parody-esque music, and I suppose in a way it kind of is that, but in this really strange mergence.
Oh,
I've made mergence of like serious but not serious.
Yeah.
And I believe it is their debut year as well.
It looks like it. No, I just mean from what I've seen. I didn't mean that in a mean way. Sorry.
Yeah, it looks like it. No, in a way where they've just started releasing things now and they're just creating their social media presence.
That's what I meant.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay, so what we're going to be doing today on this podcast is listening to 2 of their songs, which they are quite unique. We have Culture War Expansion Pack. And
brilliant.
Me and My Massive Limestone Cube.
What a title. Do you know what?
It's so creative.
I know. It was like some titles I see and I'm like, I've heard this song title before. This one I've never heard of.
How do you go about going, oh, what are we going to name this? Because you've got people...
Culture War Expansion Pack.
Yeah. When they're playing Minecraft, like, expansion pack.
I have a feeling a lot of it is game related.
Yeah, and if you've seen their, what do you call it? Like the thumbnail or like their album
covers
and EP covers, they are all very, very unique. And the limestone cube cover, I'll put it on the screen, is literally a green block that looks like it is from Minecraft. And it's just a white background with random things in the middle.
What was the culture war?
Culture war is just 2 dice.
Brilliant.
I see that.
It's kind of like a very humorous political kind of like statement that they've been making.
And it's a great climate to be doing this.
It is.
Isn't it? I think it's definitely a USP for them and could gain them a lot of traction.
It could, because it's unique in the way that sometimes it's quite difficult to bring humour within certain genres of music.
And not offend anyone.
And also not like... Oh, I can't think. My brain's gone completely dead again.
Not offend anyone and just...
Yeah, not offend anyone and also like actually make it funny.
Yeah,
sometimes.
There's a very fine line with saying something that's offensive-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not listened to the music yet, so I don't know if it's...
could offend.
It could possibly...
Trigger warning.
Cause some kind of discussion, we'll say.
Yeah.
And what could be considered funny and what is not. But,
interesting.
I mean, a lot of these songs don't seem like they're that...
No, they don't seem it.
Laughing at... whatever.
No, it's government.
So should we...
Everyone does that.
Should we actually give them a listen before we pass too much judgment?
Yes, we shall.
I think the first song we're going to go for is called Culture War Expansion Pack.
Fabulous.
And I'm excited for the War of Culture.
And I'm excited for the expansion pack.
Oh, wow.
I love a new expansion pack.
Me too.
It's brilliant.
Should we give it a listen?
Yes. Good intro.
Before it continues, I do want to say that it's very, in today's musical creation scheme, it's usually like that you want the song to start off really quickly, because when you get put into a playlist,
first 15 seconds
are really important. So it's interesting that they have not gone with that.
Yeah.
But it is a single, but I mean, it kind of sounds like
they're taking their time with it.
They're taking the time with it. It kind of sounds like something that would be in an album, but not a main single to me. But let's continue.
I'm not sleeping very well because I have a little box of light which contains the comprehensive knowledge of the known universe, and I use it to watch people fuck.
Right. Okay.
I'm not eating very well because the men in the little box of light say that eggs are bad and carbs are good, and then the carbs are bad but eggs are good. And cut oils, cut macros, take trend, chew tobacco, eat fats, eat sugar, take vitamins, don't do that. I'm not socialising very well. I have 10-second injections of dopamine to cycle through for hours on end as I lie in my bed smelling of sin.
It's very exactly how I thought it might be, but in a different way.
It's cool because it sounds like a mixture of both, like, because like the guitar's going, but it also sounds like he's like not rapping, but kind of like
spoken word.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds quite poetic, and
it does.
It's very just like, you're telling me to do this, but then you're also telling me to do that. So what actually am I supposed to be doing?
And it's saying like the roguest but like cool lyrics.
And that is the culture war in today's world, though, isn't it?
It is.
You look at one video.
It's expanding.
Yes! You get one video that's like, okay, like he's talked about macronutrients. He was like, you need to make sure you have this in your food, this in your food. And then you'll scroll, and then this next person will be like, don't you dare eat that.
Yeah, literally.
You're eating that? That's disgusting.
I've been told 3 times this morning that eggs are both good and bad for you.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
There's never a correct answer. And everyone's just trying to get you to do different things, and it's really weird. So I understand what he's talking about.
Yes, I have TikToks to get back to, and places to be.
Literally.
Like a montage of countries in high summer which I'll never visit. I'm sorry for not keeping in touch. It's just that I have literally nothing to say.
Aww.
Nothing to say. But I saw Emily at the co-op actually. She's leaving town. Her folks are unbearable and her friends are unambitious. And there's that small town bigotry kind of shit which seems to ride the air and spread poison in through Weatherspoon's doors and soon to close clothing stores and onto movies.
Not Weatherspoon.
Ice cold on the closest shores. But it's only politics, isn't it?
Innit?
It's the melancholy guitar that really sets the tone of
It's
it.
quite a sad song.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it is. But English is my first language. And I can buy a pint of milk anytime I like.
Really?
And I see a celebrity who looks like me every time I turn on the TV. We watch the same shows on television. We read the same articles. We teach our kids the same lessons while they learn in the same schools. We play the same instruments, sing the same lyrics as the lights come on in a nightclub, dance formlessly to the most trustworthy pub standard, pints in hand. We even have a common enemy. And despite all of that, and the mountains we all dream of, we are apparently completely unalike.
Ooh.
I know that the vocalist, he is the
drummer.
He's the drummer and the singer, which I think is unique in itself
Mm.
because you don't really get that many drummers who are also singing, and that's
Yeah.
a big talent as well.
That sounds so difficult.
Yeah. I think I really liked it. It's
I
not
liked
something
it.
I would add to my playlist, but it's
Mm.
something I could listen to and really be like, wow,
Chill out to.
the world is a bit weird.
It's for your like kind of downtime existential crisis, you know?
yeah.
It's like it's a specific playlist
Yeah.
that it's made for.
And I near the end he said something like, I can see myself on TV, like I look like all the famous people.
Yeah.
And it's like we're all literally the same, like we're all
That's
kind
deep.
of in the same
Mm-hmm.
bracket, but we're different in the
Yeah.
sense that other people are doing, like, I can't word it correctly, but you get what I'm trying
know
to
what you
say.
mean.
It's like he looks like me, but he's got like a better life or whatever.
Yeah.
And how? Why?
You turn on the TV and everyone looks like you. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh. But why can't I get there?
Yeah.
Why can't I do that?
Or even in a sense of not necessarily being envious, but just being like, wow, like they're just normal people.
Yeah.
They're not, it's not like they're some different
No.
breed.
Yeah.
Or like
They're
species. They're just the same as us.
Exactly.
In a sense, yeah. So I thought it was very interesting.
There's a hierarchy.
It's an odd hierarchy.
It is an
as
odd
well. Like,
hierarchy.
who chooses that? Someone.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? There's conspiracy theories that explain that to us.
Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give that?
6.
6.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give it a 7 because I feel like it would be interesting to watch as a performance.
Yes.
Live.
That's what I think. I would prefer to hear that live, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'd really vibe to that.
Yeah, exactly. It's for me, it's the comparison of like Harry Styles, for example. I wouldn't personally add Treat People with Kindness to my playlist, but I would love to hear it live because of the atmosphere around it.
Yeah.
The same with that. I would love to hear that live just to watch him do his thing on
Just
stage.
like sway.
Yeah. Sway to like
Sway and think about, the world.
macronutrients.
Oh, not the macronutrients.
Think about all of the protein I've eaten that day and how it's wrong that I've eaten it. Yeah, stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'd give it a 7. I really liked that one actually.
I like that.
It was pretty good.
Is that the most popular song?
I think no. I believe their most popular song is the one that we are going to
the
listen
Limestone
to
Cube.
next.
Me and my massive limestone cube.
Which I'm
This was one that drew me in.
Because
I haven't listened to it fully.
The Culture War one, I was like, okay, I can kind of see what I'm going to expect.
Yeah.
I have literally no idea what is going to be in Me and My Limestone Cube.
I cannot wait.
Let's give it a listen.
Let's give it a listen.
Well, already very...
Oh yeah.
A completely different vibe.
Literally.
Ooh.
Caution, hot water. They run like lambs to slaughter. They run like baby ran the first time. Dopaminergic. She tries but she's allergic. They speak in italicized Calibri.
This is already very interesting.
It's weird and wacky.
Yeah, compared to the other one.
Literally.
It's whoa, it's very glitchy.
I like this. Oh, I love the lyrics.
You didn't catch that. But not ExxonMobil stole my car, but not my massive limestone cube. Can't drive that to work. Gonna have to get the tube.
That's the most living in London thing I've ever heard.
God damn it! I can't drive my cube to work. Gonna have to get the tube.
It's like someone stole my car, but it's alright. I've got a video game, but oh no, I can't drive to work. Guess I'll get the Central Line.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No, Central Line is literally my least favourite.
Don't even.
Sorry.
Flashbacks.
It's I see his vibe now. I'm getting an impression of his branding, which is literally just putting into the songs like what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's very honest.
Mental gymnastics. She runs, but she collapses. She pays her way to fame in crypto. Big things coming. A series of government buildings inexplicably explode.
This is so unique.
I love it. The chorus is so good.
The chorus is probably my favourite.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Stole my car, not my massive
limestone cube.
Can't drive that to work. Gonna have to take the tube. Literally, I have no idea what's going on, but understand what's going on at the same time.
It's like speaking a truth through like humour.
Yeah.
At like just like random stuff that the government are doing.
Yeah.
And like it's like, oh, like big things are coming. Big new government buildings explode. Ow, fucking hell.
It's like propaganda.
It's kind of like, it sounds like almost like a kind of the way the humour that he's like kind of encompassing into the song is like, it's kind of like, I can't explain it. It's just like it's like comments on the government that you kind of don't really understand, but they're kind of funny because you sort of get the gist of what's going on.
Yeah, it's
not because it's not like if you're obviously like a politics nerd, you'd probably understand like a lot more about what's going on, but it's still very reachable to people that, you know, probably don't keep that interested in politics.
Yeah, well, I think it's very reachable, especially in the chorus, for instance. Company just did a thing. I don't like the thing they did, so I left a bad review. Do you leave bad reviews whenever you have a bad experience?
Absolutely not. I work in hospitality.
Me too. But like, it's that's something that people can relate to.
Yeah, it is.
Like, everyone can relate to that.
Everyone knows someone that leaves a TripAdvisor.
Oh, yeah. Like, if you heard the Millie Bobby Brown's like, when I have a bad experience, I leave a bad review.
Totally.
Or, like, a constructive review,
like...
as such. Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
The dirtier, the better.
But the bartenders won't like you. God.
Yeah, so I get it. I like it.
This is the bridge, which is like where they kind of switch things up. Oh, the drumming is so good.
So love to hear them live.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if we kissed by the trans-inclusive anti-homeless spikes? And I cooked you dinner with my biblically accurate gyroscopic meat
I'm in my PJs. I am so sleepy. It's my fucking bedtime.
Oh my god. I love it. Sounded like a villain in that part.
He did.
I'm in my pee.
It's very like Darth Vader-esque. What if we kissed by the trans-inclusive anti-homeless spikes?
And then finally, stole my car, not my massive
Limestone cube.
have to take the tube.
Excellent.
Black and blue. Right.
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 There's a lot to say about this one.
There is indeed. Oh,
Still going on.
I like the ending though.
Take their time.
Yeah. Really. First of all, out of 10, what would you rate that one in comparison to the other one as well?
8 or 9.
Really?
Mhm.
I'd say 8 for sure.
Yeah.
The chorus is quite catchy, and I feel
It
like
is.
you could clip it for a TikTok song.
Oh yeah.
And have a ball with that. Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
It's a very interesting perspective though.
It gives off the vibe of kind of like a mixture between like punky things and also like Britpop.
Yeah, a little bit. I see what you mean.
I like in a song when especially an English person doesn't switch up their accent to make it sound Americanized.
Oh yeah.
Because that often gets a lot of hype if you sound more American for some unknown reason. But there's also chances in which a lot of English artists, if they use a British accent, their own accent in their song, it can be really powerful and they sometimes get that kind of unique traction that gains them a lot of fans.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but also his songs are quite spoken word as
They
well.
are.
If they were more singy,
Mm.
I could probably see him going down more of like the American route because that.
Yeah.
I feel like it flows better in songs.
Yeah, it
certain
does.
songs.
It does. There's positives and negatives to both
Yeah,
of them, yeah.
but the point I was going to make was along the lines of like in today's climate,
Mm.
like the lyrics and things in songs. Do they have like? I feel like we're going down this route of things not being so like serious
No.
and making light of things like that. Like
It's nice. It's a very Gen Z, millennial kind of thing. It's like like the younger generations, the way of coping with how horrific the world is
yeah,
and how much weird stuff we've experienced by the time we're 20 in our
Yeah.
20s. It's like, you know what, humor is like some of the best ways that we cope with things. Like
yeah.
it's just there'll be something awful going on in the world. I'll see it on the news and I'll go, oh god, I hate this. Life is awful. And then I'll see someone make a joke about it. I'll be like
2 seconds later.
Yeah.
I'm not even being funny. Like a really popular celebrity could die and the first thing I see on the Twitter
Is a meme.
timeline is a meme.
Yeah.
Or like a joke.
I know, and I'm like, oh. When it's that instantaneous, I'm like a little bit like, but when you get time to mull over it, you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Right, give it like a few weeks
Yes,
at least.
Give yourself time to grieve.
Yeah, just a little tiny
Just a
bit.
little minute.
But yeah, everything has gotten so unserious, and I'd say it's like that in all genres of music,
It is.
really.
It
But
is.
is it going back? Is it going backwards or is it going forwards? Because I find sometimes in like really early music, you'd have kind of like Elvis Presley be like,
Oh, like 50s, yeah.
like kind of like groovy in like a fun way, and now we're kind of just like. But then we kind of transitioned into the folk era, where it's like everyone's so upsetting, and you got Tom Odell making everyone cry.
A lot of cursive.
A lot of cursive.
A lot of cursive.
And now it's like this again, where pop is a resurgence, and hopefully rock will be a resurgence as well.
Yeah.
But in pop, like, say Sabrina Carpenter, who's literally doing all this old stuff on stage. Like,
Oh, I love it.
and her little things at the end of her songs in like nonsense. Like, how quickly can you take your clothes off?
Yeah, when
Pop
she
quiz.
do you remember when she did the BBC like thing in, I think it was Luton? She
Yeah.
did like a stage, and the BBC told her explicitly not to say anything bad.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of kind of monitoring for younger audiences on BBC. And she just disregarded it. She's like, BBC, wink wink. And I was like, oh.
Well, freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
That's what
Freedom
people
of
are
speech.
doing. And in the rock genre specifically, that's always been one of the things.
It's
is
out
that
there.
you can do whatever you, well, to a degree.
To a
like,
degree, yeah.
The whole point is that rock is meant to be an expression of like authority, like rebellion and shit like that.
The government.
So like his
I like it.
Big Trousers makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It conforms.
Yeah.
But I think
They've got big trousers to fill.
they you know what they say about big trousers?
What?
Long legs. But yeah, I think it's something.
Yeah.
I honestly, going back to Big Trousers, I actually really fuck with them.
I rate them. I rate
Yeah,
them. Mm-hmm.
I think they're really unique, especially since one of them, what's his name? Geeves. Call him
Harry Geeves.
Harry Geeves, that's it.
The drummer.
Drums and sings.
That is a talent in
It's
itself.
such a big talent. And they are on both Instagram and TikTok.
They
as
are.
well.
They are.
Both with like 700...
700-ish followers on both accounts.
Exactly. But they have only started doing things this year. Like, as I said before...
Kind of promotion and things
they're-
like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's their debut year. So they've still got so much room to grow and so much to do.
And considering that song that we just heard, it came out at some point this year,
Yeah.
and they played the bridge on the "What If We Kissed" and the Transignition
Yeah.
Spikes. They put that clip on TikTok, and it got quite a big kind of like traction.
Like,
I saw the comments, and everyone was like, "Do you know what? Yeah,
yeah.
All these comments were like, I low-key fuck with this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's because it's so out there.
It's so random. It's like I've never heard something so bizarre in my life, but like not like bizarre in the sense that, oh my god, that's so weird. It's like, no, it's weird, but I kind of like the tune.
Yeah.
I'm vibing with
And
it.
yeah, and it juxtaposes very well with half the other musical things I see on TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, that's mostly like folk things and people like singer-songwritering, which is fine, like go you. But it's a really good contrast to that.
It's a niche.
It is a niche because you don't really see that many people doing that, and if they do it, they get it a bit oddly, and it goes too deep on the iceberg of
or
odd.
it's like so political, no one could understand it.
I'm not.
I've seen some on TikTok where it's been like, I don't like. If I didn't study a degree in politics, I would not understand. I still don't really have a grasp of what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it's so just like, devolution is juxtaposed to this exocommunication. I'm like, what?
All right, Matty Healy.
It's like, literally, Matt Healy wannabe, all right, calm it down. Postmodern lens. Good God.
No, it's. I feel like if you're going to talk about these things, you need to do it in a way where it reaches a wide audience, and you can't do that by being super ultrally specific about politics in terms of using.
If you want to make a political statement in your song, you have to keep it simple.
Yeah,
because otherwise you'll lose a lot of.
I don't know if this is the word, but like the colloquialisms of like politics. Do you know, like, the words that you don't even know?
You've been reading your thesaurus.
I don't think colloquialism is the right word.
No, I don't think it is. But it sounds like it is. It sounds
I think
good.
they've done it well.
Yeah.
So
They
congrats to them.
Well done.
But yeah, exactly. So, in terms of their like TikTok and things, and how, because we all know if you want to rise in nowadays, you have to use TikTok. If you don't use TikTok,
we talked about that last time.
We did a little bit, and it's like they got 40,000
views on that
one.
Yeah.
And you said a lot of the comments were like, yeah, do you know what, I actually like this.
Yeah.
But they only have 700 TikTok followers, and I know they only started this year.
Yeah.
But what about certain things translate in general as well? What about views can translate into actual followers?
I would say, well, from what I've seen of people kind of growing their fan bases on TikTok, like, it's kind of, you need something needs to be repeated. The niche that you've grasped onto and gained that traction with needs to be expanded, because if you want views, you got to do what the followers want or expect you to kind of do. Yeah. However, you can't just repeat it again and again and again, because then people will get bored. So you need to kind of the same but different.
Pasta, different sauce.
Wow, explain your analogy. We were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
It's literally like the analogy of you can use the same. Also, the best pasta is the swirly pasta.
Okay, yeah.
Right, enough said about
prefix,
that. So you can have swirly pasta every single day of your life. But it's a different dish. Yeah, it's a different dish if you have pasta bake on it. If you have bolognese sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, a bit of lasagna sauce or whatever.
Tomato and basil.
Tomato and basil.
Oh.
Like, and you can kind of still enjoy the pasta because you have a different sauce on it. So it's not as if you're eating the same thing. In a way you are, but it's just about different for you to keep on enjoying it.
Because the taste is different, but the foundations of it are still the same, and you know you like it.
Well said.
Ooh,
I might have to cut that out. That was a bit of a spike. But yeah, so I think it's the same with TikTok. And I think it's kind of what they have seen already, which is impressive, because no one knows what the algorithm is doing.
Yeah.
But
build your For You page brick by brick.
Yeah.
Limestone cube by limestone cube.
But they've noticed that kind of thing is got them the most amount of views.
Yeah.
So they'll start clipping that.
They pinned it.
And I've noticed a lot of their videos as well are clips from the live shows
performance.
And that specific performance.
Yeah.
Because they're like, that one did well. Okay, we'll use the same blueprint, but change it slightly.
Yeah.
And then we'll maybe see the same kind of views roll in.
It's clever.
They do it as well on other TikToks and not just like music-based ones as well. Like, I don't know, I see it a lot on comedy. If like Italian Back, for example, his thing is the same kind of joke, but different.
Yeah.
Like that kind of middle-aged mum like thing, or like really awkward, but he does it slightly differently each time.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and it gets him views. But if one day he but I think because he's developed the brand, he could probably switch.
He could.
And continue to get some traction. But those are from loyal followers and subscribers, etc. If you are not well known particularly, it's much harder to switch out what you're showing people.
Yeah. Who's that guy? He's kind of got like my length hair. It's kind of curly, and he has that really funny voice. He's like, oh, I just love this. Like, oh my god, I can't.
Spencer?
That dude.
Elijah?
He's friends with Italian Back.
Someone. It's like Spencer.
He has like such a unique voice, and he just like he basically just cultivated that, and it just blew him up. It was incredible.
So it's quite simple, but
I'm gonna slay today, like shit like that.
It's Elijah. Yeah.
Elijah. Yeah. Oh
like,
my god.
Okay, you sassy queen. Kind of thing.
Okay, you sassy queen.
So it kind of is like that.
Yeah.
In a way, and I think now I mean, in music more specifically, because it's so saturated, because everyone now has caught on to the fact if you want to be big, you have to make it on TikTok.
Yeah.
Really. You can make it in other ways.
But
If you want it to be more simple, TikTok.
Easiest way.
I'd even say it's much harder to get it on Instagram as well.
Most guaranteed way is TikTok. Instagram comes later.
Yeah. And I think, but TikTok is still so saturated.
It is.
With so much.
There's so much content and there's not enough time to get through it all.
Exactly. And people say, oh, you need to post one video a day, 2 videos a day, 3 videos a day. And like in Big Trousers' first song, War Culture, it's like, who do I follow? Like, macronutrients, like, you're telling me different things.
Yeah.
Like, who do I actually follow? Like, who do I actually listen to?
Who actually knows about macronutrients? There's like 10 different scientists. All of them are doctors. And they're all like, no. Yes, no. It's like, oh my god, I can't think.
It's the same with dentists.
Oh
some
my
dentists
god.
will be like, use Aquafresh, use Colgate, and some other dentists will be like, don't even brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Like, just floss.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, water.
I've heard all this stuff about like washing your hair and it's like, don't wash it. And I'm like,
yeah, but I
got work.
Yeah. And that argument translates to TikToks.
Exactly.
People telling you to do different things to go viral. Use this sound, don't use this sound, use this hashtag.
There's no actual tried method. It is what works for you and what actually you see results from.
I think the most important part is literally just be consistent enough.
Yeah.
And eventually, it changes for different people. Some people just get lucky, and it is luck that you'll get found in 3 months, and it will be.
Sometimes it takes longer. Most of the time, it does take longer.
Yeah, it's that peak that you reach. It's the tipping point of your.
But
career.
if you're consistent enough with it, and you really just kind of put that effort into just boshing out those weekly, daily, whatever you want to do, it can really translate into.
And I would also recommend buying a book or, taking it from the library. It's called The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell. And it talks about the point in which if you're consistent and you get to a point where you reach a peak.
Yeah.
And at that point is when your career actually starts.
Yeah.
And it talks about different people involved, like the salesmen and like the transactional people and trendsetters,
all levels
and things. And it's interesting to listen to because it makes sense, and you would think it makes sense because he's probably very professional in the matter and he does research.
Probably knows
the
stuff.
Yeah,
probably.
But then my question is, on TikTok specifically, you can have a video that gets, say, 100,000 views. That never, I don't even know, but that never usually means that your next video is guaranteed 100,000 views.
I know one of my friends got, actually not a friend, just someone I knew.
Yeah.
They got like something like 1 million views on one of their TikToks. 'Cause it was really funny, to be fair. I can't remember what the TikTok was, but it was just really, really funny. And then they just like never got anything else.
Yeah.
It just happened. It's just one of those weird spikes. Sometimes it happens.
It's very hard.
They didn't hold on to that niche though. It was just like a friend posting like TikToks with other friends, it wasn't like a business or something they wanted to promote. They were just like, oh, I'm just going to post some funny videos of my friends.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing the dances because, they're just enduring TikTok for personal kind of reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got like 1 million views and it was like, whoa, oh my god, fame! And it doesn't translate.
No, it's like Hawk's process.
Oh!
Don't ask me to explain it, I have no idea.
Yeah, ask our roommate. He'll know.
It's like, just because you get one viral video, it's like with Big Trousers, does that 40,000 view video, does that necessarily mean that every video that they make now on TikTok makes that? No.
But it could be.
But it's a good point for them to be like,
good starting.
Okay, we found something that works. Let's keep doing it.
They're learning their little niches.
Yeah. I think every algorithm is different. There's more than one algorithm.
Selling points.
That's my theory.
Oh yes.
Like, there's more than one way to do the algorithm.
In it.
And it's a bit of luck, a bit of talent, a bit of skill.
Bit of everything, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, big trousers to fill.
Big trousers to fill.
But I think, honestly, they could probably do, if they keep doing it, they could be a very interesting band, and they could be up more.
They have a massive limestone cube.
They have a massive limestone cube.
They could have
So,
more.
very unlikely, well, you could see them on the tube.
Could see them on the tube.
You
I'll
never
be
know.
looking on the Bakerloo line today.
Oh, me too.
Aww.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Aw,
we'll
that's sweet.
both try and find them.
We'll have a look on the tube. 'Cause
Yeah.
they'll probably be there.
I can imagine.
I can imagine so, yeah.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
in 3 different areas.
Right.
Right, we've got songs,
Yes.
like lyrical,
Yeah.
production quality,
Mm-hmm.
and branding.
Okay.
So, lyrical,
9.
9. Production quality,
8.
branding.
6.
Right. I'm going to go for lyrical, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Production quality, 7. Branding, I think they have a pretty solid foundation for branding, so I'll give it a 7. If they can keep going with that, I'd say they're well on their way up.
They're well on their way, aren't they?
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Sound like old grandmas. So proud, my boy.
so proud.
So
Well,
proud.
hopefully they end up doing well. So it's
Yeah.
lovely speaking to you, Caitlin.
Speaking to you. Sorry.
Did you forget my name?
Molly?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
we
cool.
did discuss this last time.
When we met.
But yeah, it was lovely, and I hope they do very well. And this has been, what's the podcast called again, Caitlin?
Amped Up.
Amped Up, the official
The official Amped Up podcast.
where we talk about upcoming rock bands,
Don't we just?
people, etc.
Uh-huh.
Right. Well, it was lovely.
It was lovely.
Goodbye.
Bye.